Assalamualaikum and welcome to another Zealfit TV episode. My name is Azmir and in this video we will talk about the different types of Eleiko discs. There are several types of discs available in the Eleiko product line. We have almost all of them with the exception of the IWF weightlifting competition disc and also the Volcano disc. What we have right now are, from left to right, is the Eleiko IWF training disc, the sport training disc, the sport training black disc, the XF bumper, and right in the middle here is the IPF competition disc. So we're going to go through all of them and explain the differences. Actually, between the competition training and also the sport training disc, which in general we say it's a weightlifting disc, there's not much difference, except for a few things. Now, if you look at the weightlifting training, if you look at the weightlifting training disc, what sets it apart from the sport training is actually the center hubbing, number one. And as you go up the weight, the center hubbing is actually much bigger, okay? As opposed to the sport training, the center hub is actually the same size, regardless. So it's pretty much, as you can see in this video. Second thing is, of course, the weightlifting training is made in Sweden, and this one is not made in Sweden. Nevertheless, I don't want to portray that anything outside of Sweden is not good. No, it's not the case. We've had this sport training disc for a couple of years, for 2 years, and it's been used in the showroom quite frequently. It's been dropped and abused by our gym members, and it's still good. I have no complaints about it. All right, but in terms of the material, it's very different. For the sport training disc, at least this one, it feels a bit more rubbery, but for the training disc, the surface is actually very hard. I can't show you on video, but both are hard, but this is harder, okay? And of course, as you all would probably know, the training disc and also by extension the competition disc, they've been drop tested like 5,000 times or something like that. So you know the durability of this is very good. Between this weightlifting training disc and also the competition disc, in my opinion, there's no difference except for the word training here and competition, and that's it, right? Of course, you have the IWF logo right here, so just justifies the price range for the training and also the competition disc. Okay, now as for the sport training black disc, there is also a slight difference between that and also the normal sport training disc. Let me show you. In terms of the looks, they're all the same, right? But of course, with the black, you have this strip around the disc to indicate the weight by color, and the surface itself is different to the touch. As I mentioned, the sport training disc, the colored one, is a bit more rubbery, but for this one, it's a bit more shiny, and I actually don't know how to compare this to with other discs. I suppose the closest that I can describe it is if you know those discs where you don't have this kind of center hub, metal hubbing, right? It's the one that's smaller, just right around the hole. That kind of black disc, okay, black surface. Otherwise, they are almost identical. Okay, I've just got this a couple of months ago. Initially I didn't like the black, because I thought that, you know, when you have all the colored discs, the gym looks brighter. It's more colorful, more livelier, right? But I don't know. Ever since we got the black bumpers, a lot of the members are using it for some reason. Maybe it's accessible from the rack. It's always on the outside, but it does look really cool. So if you want to get between the sport training discs, it's just a matter of preference, whether you want the colored ones or the black ones, and that's it. Okay. So all the sport training discs and weightlifting discs, of course, they are all 45 cm in diameter, right? So that's that. Now I want to move on to the XF bumper before we move on to the IPF disc right here. Okay, so for the XF bumper right here. Now, like I mentioned just now, this kind of bumper, number one, it has this metal hubbing, and the rest is made out of recycled rubber. And in terms of the size, for the 10 kg, it's the same. It's still 45 mm in diameter, and this is usually used in CrossFit boxes. Okay, now the bigger bumpers is significantly wider. Of course, you can't load too many of the bumpers on the bar. If you can see, okay, I think you can see from the video, if I stack this up, you can see the difference between, can you see it? Yeah, you can see the difference between the XF bumper and also the sport training disc. So that's one thing that you should consider before buying. Of course, in terms of price range, oh, you can't see it. If I can lift this up, yep. The weightlifting training is the most expensive, of course, not considering the competition weightlifting training. So this is expensive, lesser expensive, the least expensive. Okay. Now, let's move on to the IPF competition disc. First thing that you'll notice, that it's significantly smaller, right? If I were to put it on top, you can see, right, it's very small, and it is steel, and it's certified by IPF. Other than, of course, as you might know, all the steel plates and steel discs, IPF discs, they are very, very thin. Okay, so even though it's 10 kg, lifting this feels much heavier. Now, which disc should you buy? So this depends on several factors. Okay, number one, what I always ask the customer is that, okay, do you do powerlifting? Do you do weightlifting? If they say they're doing weightlifting, that eliminates the powerlifting immediately. So you can just put this aside. And if they're doing powerlifting, firstly, I'll recommend the IPF disc. Sometimes customers would have issues with flooring, right? So they don't want to drop a steel disc onto their floor, even though it's padded with the rubber mats and whatnot. So they prefer something like the sport training disc instead. So in that case, then I'll give them these options. I don't usually recommend the weightlifting training just because of the price point. And unless you are intermediate or advanced weightlifter, then probably you want to look into the weightlifting training disc. Otherwise, I almost always recommend the sport training disc for anyone. If price is a concern, then it's best to go for the bumpers. However, if you use bumpers, you have to know that you cannot fit in like 200 kg on a bar, right? You can with the sport training, with the weightlifting training, and obviously with the IPF. So these are the points of consideration when you choose a disc. Okay. Of course, I've had customers who are general lifters, but they have money to spend, so they invested in the IWF weightlifting training disc, which is okay, right? To each his own. But yeah, so if you're a powerlifter, almost always get the IPF competition disc. If you're a weightlifter, I recommend a sport training disc. And if you're a CrossFitter and you want to do volume, first I will always recommend the XF bumper. That's because when you do volume work, you don't necessarily use heavy weights. It's something that you can stack up all these big bumpers on the bar, and then you can still do your watts. But when it comes to weightlifting specific, then obviously you can use this. And if you're strong enough, then you need to upgrade, I would recommend to get the sport training anyway. In any case, everything else points back to the sport training as the best option for most people. Okay, it's also durable. We still have it in the showroom, and it's being tested every day. So far, so good. Everything is good. Those are the differences of the Eleiko disc. Now, if you have any other questions that you want to know, just leave them down in the comment section below. There's one other disc that I didn't mention, which is the Volcano disc. Those are the ones with the holes and hand, so that you can lift it up like a handle. I don't have them here because I don't have any plate loaded machines, and I think it has its place, but for the showroom and for the kind of customers that I get, I usually don't. They don't usually use the Volcano disc. These are pretty much what they would buy. Okay. Yeah. So if you have questions, leave them down in the comment section below. I'll leave my contact details as well in the description. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you are new to the channel, I appreciate that you click the subscribe button and turn on the notification. Okay, that's it for this Zealfit TV episode. I hope to see you in the next one. If you have suggestion on what you would like us to review, let us know in the comment section as well. Until then, see you again in the next Zealfit TV episode, inshallah. Bye.